Hello everybody and welcome to 7-Minute Math. In this channel we're going to be teaching you math in 7 minutes. Our topic for today's video is the vertex form of parabolas. We're going to be teaching you vertex form of parabolas in 7 minutes, which if you don't know what that is, that's getting a parabola or a quadratic function from ax squared plus bx plus c, or standard form, to a x minus h squared plus k, which is vertex form. The h is going to be the x value of the vertex, and the k is going to be the y value of the vertex. But let's just get started with the question, with the parabola that we are going to use to get the vertex form. We have y equals x squared plus 6x minus 4. The example question from the packet that I have right here. And we're going to be breaking down the 5 steps to get it from standard form into vertex form. The first one that you're going to want to be doing is moving C. So by moving C, which if you don't know, this right here is A, or 1, because if it says X, there's an imagined 1 next to the X. So that is going to be our A, or 1. This is our B, so 6 is our B, and 4 is our C. So what they mean by moving C, what is meant by moving C, is you want to get this C out of the right side of the equal sign, and you want to get it into the left side of the equal sign, which right now just has a y. So the way to do that, since it's a negative, is just to add 4, because we want these to add up to 0. So that gives us y plus 4, because we just added 4 to both sides. Y plus 4 equals x squared plus 6x. Now there are only 2 terms to the right of the equal sign, which we're going to draw that boundary. Kind of looks like a slash. It's supposed to be a straight line. We're going to draw the boundary there, y plus 4, and x squared plus 6x. Next step, the second step, is to take half of b and square it. So as you can clearly see here, b is 6. Our b is 6. So you want to take half of the b, so half of 6, or 6 divided by 2, which can be simplified into 3 over 1, or just 3. Then you want to square that, giving us 3 to the second, or 9. Because 3 times 3, or 3 to the second, is 9. So we have 9. The thing that you want to do to that is you want to add it back into the equation on both sides. You want to take your square of half of the b, and you want to put that back into the equation, giving us y plus 4 plus 9 is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 9. So we just added 9 back into each side of the equation. So what do we do next? The obvious first choice of what to do next is just to take the 4 and 9 and add them together. That gives us y plus 13. Then, over across the equal sign, as you can clearly see, what we have here is its own trinomial. Ax squared plus bx plus c, it's its own trinomial. The a is 1, the b is 6, the c is 9. We have the trinomial, and we can factor it. So let's do just that. We have to find factors of c that add up to b. What are some factors of c or 9 that add up to b or 6? Let's look. 1 and 9, they don't. 3 and 3, they do. 3 plus 3 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. You want them to add up to b, and you want them to multiply to 9. So what we get here now is x plus 3, x plus 3. Because we just factored it, let's use FOIL to confirm that our answer is right. First, or x squared plus 6x plus 9 after combining like terms, which is the same thing that we have here. So, by using FOIL to basically unfactor the trinomial, we are back to the same thing that we had before. So, x plus 3 plus x plus 3, for the sake of what we're going to be doing next, let's just take this last one away, because anything times itself is it squared. So x plus 3 times x plus 3 is the same thing as x plus 3 squared. So yeah, now that we've factored it, the very last step is to move the number on the left side back over. So here's how we're going to go about doing that. We do basically the same thing we did here at the beginning, but we're moving the number back. So you just have to minus 13 and minus 13, okay? Which gives us y, again, just y by itself, is equal to x plus 3 squared minus 13. So now that you have this final one, which looks exactly like this one right here. You see, we have our completed equation. But now that we have vertex form, we have yet to find out what the actual vertex is. Let's start. K is going to be our y value. So negative 13, or K, is our y value. It's plus minus 13. Remember, negative 13 is just its own number, so it's going there as the K. Plus minus 13, so we put minus 13. Now, here's something that you have to remember. This one right here, or the H, becomes minus, because this is telling us minus H. So it's minus plus 3, right? Now, this might be hard to remember, to always switch over the plus and minus sign, the sign. You have to always switch the sign of the H, and here's a way to remember it. The reason why this 3 has an X next to it is because he is a liar, okay? So he was lying, and now he has an X. That's the X rule. So we're not saying X like the letter. It's X like an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend. And the reason why 3 has an X with him is because he is a liar. He looks like a positive 3, but really he's a negative 3. So that means that our X value is going to be a negative 3 because he has an X because he's a liar. So whatever number you have right here, it's going to be the exact opposite. So if it was a negative there, negative 3, it would just end up being a positive 3 because he's always lying, which is why there's an X with him. So negative 3, negative 13 is your vertex. And if you want it to be written out as just the axis of symmetry, always remember the X value of the vertex is the axis of symmetry. So negative 3 is going to be your axis of symmetry. Negative 3, negative 13 is going to be your vertex.